too early to get up. Way too early. Okay, it's not too early, but it's early. Okay then. All right, let us well, we might as well get started. I mean, that's what we roll. That's how we roll. So we gotta get to moving. Get to moving. Okay, get to moving. Mm-hmm. Well, it's time to rise and shine, Montgomery. If you happen to be up and you're on our little stream thing here, it's my job to make you, help you ease out of that bed first thing in the morning. I know it's tough to let go of those sheets. It is tough. It's difficult, especially when you have really no place to go. But however, it's time to get up. Stop wasting daylight. Okay? Good morning to you. It is, believe it or not, the 15th day of July. Believe it or not, 2025. It is a day that has never been. And it is a day that once it is gone, it will never, ever be again. It's a once in a lifetime deal. Once it's gone, you don't get a do over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done today that you don't. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. Then realize you may say, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Because you are only a failure if you quit. Give out if you must. Rest if you can, but you never, ever, ever quit. Never give up, because quitters will never win. And winners may lose every once in a while, but they never give up. So don't you. Never give up. I'm feeling good. Looks like the sun's outside this morning. Everything's looking good. I'm breathing. I'm on top of the ground. Got the wake up call. I don't know where I got that saying from, but I like it. What's worse than not getting a wake up call is not getting a wake up call. So we got it. And if you're under the sound of my voice, that means that you got the wake up call also. So I say, right on. Now, what we're going to do with this day, there becomes the challenge. But whatever you do today, be kind, be nice, reach out and help somebody every once in a while, even if you don't like them. It's easy to do for those you like. Every once in a while, do something for people you don't like. Who knows? Maybe you'll like them after that. Good morning to you. Okay. Next up, it is our daily bread. Our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. We'll be back.
Never measure God's unlimited power by your limited expectations. Our daily bread. Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by C.P. Hia. Iguazu Falls on the border of Brazil and Argentina is a spectacular waterfall system of 275 falls along 2.7 kilometers of the Iguazu River. Etched on a wall on the Brazilian side of the falls are the words of Psalm 93:4. Mightier than the thunders of many waters, mightier than the waves of the sea. The Lord on high is mighty. Below it are these words, God is always greater than all of our troubles. The writer of Psalm 93, who penned its words during the time that kings reigned, knew that God is the ultimate king over all. The Lord reigns, he wrote. Your throne was established long ago. You are from all eternity. No matter how high the floods or waves, the Lord remains greater than them all. The roar of a waterfall is truly majestic, but it is quite a different matter to be in the water hurtling toward the falls. That may be the situation you're in today. Physical, financial, or relational problems loom even larger, and you feel like you're about to go over the falls. In such situations, the Christian has someone to turn to. He is the Lord, who Ephesians 3:20 says, is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, for he is greater than all our troubles.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is Psalm 93. The Lord reigns. He is robed in majesty. The Lord is robed in majesty and armed with strength. Indeed, the world is established, firm and secure. Your throne was established long ago. You are from all eternity. The seas have lifted up, Lord. The seas have lifted up their voice. The seas have lifted up their pounding waves. Mightier than the thunder of the great waters, mightier than the breakers of the sea, the Lord on high is mighty. Your statutes, Lord, stand firm. Holiness adorns your house for endless days. Psalm 93 is today's scripture reading.
Lord, we know that you are powerful and greater than anything we might face today. We rest in your strength and your love for us, and we know that you will carry us through. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We need to hear that.
Today's encouragement is provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Somebody needed to hear that. Anyway, now it's time to rise and shine. The General's going to wake us up first thing in the morning. Zarel's probably hearing some of this right about now. Well, Zarel should have been up already by 2 hours. Okay. But just in case he missed it. Okay. Let's
course. Oh, Teddy.
General. Hey, boy.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way. Gotta be
rough and
tough.
Airborne.
Every day. We run to the sun. No sweat.
Oh,
not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Not really so, but
a can of beans. The
bread is moldy and it's bad. Not really. I'm telling you, not really. You know darn well that we can't eat that.
You know darn well that you can't eat that.
Time to rise and shine.
Here we go.
All the way.
Gotta be
rough and tough.
All the way. When I was
When I
young,
was young,
always
always wanted to be in the 82nd
airborne,
Airborne,
easing
easing
the
the
breeze.
breeze.
Now that I'm
Now that
here,
I'm
I'm gonna
here, I'm
do
gonna
it
do it
right. Jump
right.
from an
From an
aircraft while
aircraft
in
while
flight.
in flight. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we did, we did. Once airborne, always airborne. No matter how old I get. Your wings
Early one morning in the
in the
drizzling rain,
drizzling
when I
rain, when
picked up
I
my
picked up my
parachute and boarded
parachute and
the
boarded
plane.
the plane.
Jump
Some
master said
master said
1 minute
1
to
minute to
go.
go.
Green light
Oh yeah,
lit with a
he said
cheerleading
it.
glow.
All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on. Time to rise and shine, people. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on, driving on, driving on.
Here we go,
Here we go, here we
all
go,
the way,
all the way, all the way.
gotta be rough and
Rough and tough.
airborne.
Airborne, airborne. Ah, I tell you, I'm feeling good this morning. I'm feeling really good. I'm looking at the paper now. I went to was it Channel 12 website, whatever case may be, and they came out with the greatest list of the greatest basketball player of all time, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I mean, everybody knows that Michael Jordan is the man. Okay, I don't really like Michael Jordan, but I cannot, for the life of me, dismiss the greatness the man was on the basketball court. Now, here's the thing about sports that we can't seem to transfer the motivation and the discipline and the willingness to do whatever you have to do to become the best into the classroom. Okay, we can't seem to, and the thing about that is that the classroom, you're a team. You're a team just like the basketball team, just like the football team, like the baseball team. You're a team, and but we can't. So I'm trying to figure out, why is a person willing to sacrifice their youth, their everything to be the best they can be? Why is it that we cannot transfer that type of mentality to the classroom? I do not know why we cannot do it, but we cannot do it. It just, it don't happen. But the teacher that figures that out, will be the most magnificent teacher in the history of teaching, because you got kids out here who are willing to work on weekends, willing to work after school, willing to do whatever to be the best they can be. Well, life is a game. And if you want to be the GOAT, you better treat it like it is a game and you want to be the best that there is. That's my thing. I'm just saying, I just don't quite get that. But Michael Jordan is he is the man. I mean, I'm not a sports fanatic. I he's talked to Longshore and those guys about it. Listen, but no doubt in my mind that man is the best. He's the only reason why I ever watch basketball. I haven't watched him since he left. Kobe Bryant was trying to get there, but Kobe was not. He wasn't. He was a good kid, but he wasn't like Michael Jordan. They tried to make LeBron James like Michael Jordan. They can't do it. They can't do it. Michael Jordan is not. I mean, LeBron James never will be. Hasn't even came close to being Michael Jordan. Okay, it's just not. It just not. Like when it came to boxing, although I do believe boxing is a barbaric sport, I think that it sucks. But if you're going to be it, then be the best at it. And right now, there are a couple of guys that stand in every time I think about the word boxing. There's two names that come to my mind immediately, and that is Muhammad Ali and Mr. What the latest guy, whatever the guy's name is now. See, I can't think his name. I know Muhammad. I mean, what's the guy's name? The guy that beats everybody until he went to jail. Till Robin Gibbons lied on the brother. Okay, messed him up. Michael, what is his name? Oh man, my mind is going. Well, I'm Mike Tyson. That's right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Mike Tyson is the only reason why I looked at sport, boxing, and Muhammad Ali. Other than that, I mean, it was nice seeing him beating up Joe Frazier every once in a while, but other than that, I'm good. I'm not really a sports guy, but I must admit, I do like football. I do like football. I do. And having hailed from the great city of South Bend, Indiana, with one of the greatest colleges ever in history, the University of Notre Dame. Okay, I mean, I just walk by that university every day. Walk by it. Yeah, I like to tell people I went by there every day. I went there every day. Well, actually, I didn't go there. I went right by the school. And there's one guy in this town that that I know that went to Notre Dame, which is Father Emmanuel of Resurrection Catholic Church. He's a Democrat. I still like him though. I don't really think that your political persuasion will either get you in heaven or keep you out. It's all about what your heart is, not what you believe. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day is well. I got to talk more about sport. Sports has a lot of lessons in it, and if we were to figure out how to apply those lessons in our lives, most of us would probably be more successful than we are. If and the biggest lesson of sports is this: if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. You have to be dogmatic at becoming the best that there is. And I don't never really hear academia, um, you know, pushing it like that. I really don't. Academia disappoints me. I mean, there's a guy named Robbie. There's a guy named Robbie something, and he's sort of like a philosopher or very 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 smart guy. And I was listening to a conversation yesterday about the existence of God. Does God really exist? And he really broke it down. He said one thing that he said something to me that made sense to me. Well, can you prove that he doesn't? Okay, I'm done with that conversation. So so whether he exists or not, you can't prove that he don't. So I mean, okay. So we got two choices. We can believe that all of a sudden the world got here by some Big Bang theory. We can believe that if we want, because that's if you want to be intellectually disingenuous. But you have to believe. Which one other thing too. Anybody out there? I need a preacher for Thursday. Well, you don't really have to be a preacher, but you have to be a person who's into religion, one way or the other. I'll talk to all of you. One way or the other, but you better be now. If you come on this show, you have to be able to defend what you believe. That's all. You just got to be able to defend what you believe. So, if you have that, if you're one of those people, please feel free to give me a call and or not call or send me a message, and I'd love to have you on. And you can do it from your house, from your car, headed to work, whatever the case may be. I need one for Thursday. Okay, I need somebody to come on for Thursday, because we need to have this conversation. It's important to understand why people believe what they believe, and what they don't know is that they don't know it's important. A lot of people don't know that it's important to understand why you believe what you believe. That's what I'm saying. So it is important. Okay. I think I got my phones working. 521 2963 if you wanted to. And I believe you can hear the caller now. I think I fixed that the other day. Hopefully I did anyway. So anyway, what else? What else is going on? Anybody know? Okay. The lesson of life today is this one. And this is the lesson of life, because life teaches us that as long as you live, you will learn something from somebody, good, bad, or indifferent. You will learn something. So the lessons of life today is this one. I do this every day. I put it on the Facebook page. Most of us, no, all of us, had nothing to do with coming to this place called Earth. Most of us had nothing, all of us had nothing to do. But let me tell you what we do have something to do with. We have the ability to affect how we live here and how we leave here. And that's important. That's important. I do this thing called leave a legacy. Um, what does your last name say about you? Okay, what does it say about you? You know, listen. Okay, so here's what I want you to do today. Today, I want you to head to work. I want you to get out there, and I want you to be nice to people. Just be nice to people. See how it makes you feel. Okay, even if the guys you're nice as a butthole to you, I understand that, but that doesn't mean you got to be a butthole to them. Because sooner or later, they'll change. And the thing about people who always look angry and mad, you really don't know what they're going through. You know, it's like the other day. I saw this thing on Facebook where the police. Okay, the police stopped a man from cutting an old lady's grass because she couldn't cut her own grass, and they told him he was in. Now check this out. They told him I got to see if it was Montgomery with he was interfering with the city's work because they was going to fine her for not having the grass cut. And so he this is a kid that goes out and helps folks who can't he cuts their grass. And the police had the unmitigated gall and the temerity to want to lock him up, tell him he was trespassing. So it's an old lady that's sick, old lady that can't get cancer, and I that please tell me that was a skit. That just cannot be real. Because if that was real, then we got more problems in America than I thought we did. Okay, it can't be real. Just because the city cites a yard for being in disrepair, hey city, knock on the door and see if the person has cancer. See if it's an old person that can't get it done. They just can't get it done. And they put enough of those things on your house. If they put enough of those tickets on your house, they can put a lien on your house. Okay. Why don't somebody, Mr. Mayor? Okay. I talked to Stephen the other day, as a matter of fact. Mr. Mayor, do me a favor. Before we go putting liens on people's houses, because they can't seem to get the grass cut, can we knock on the door and make sure everything is okay in there? Especially somebody who's had a habit of cutting their grass, keeping the house and get repaired, and all of a sudden you notice that things are going down. To me, that's a good indication. Maybe you should go up to the house and knock on the door and see what's wrong. Just knock on the door, okay, and see if that person is okay. They could be sitting there right now eating dog food. We don't know. And people out there now, we all got old neighbors. We all have people that we care about. We need to check on them every once in a while, especially when it's hot outside like it is. Like we need to check on these people every once in a while to make sure they are okay. Okay, can we do that? Okay, so that's my charge for you guys today is to make sure that there are people that are okay, and the city of Montgomery, any city, should not be putting things on people's lawn if they can't give that. But they wanted to arrest this guy because the house was already under the city warning thing or whatever you want to call it to get the grass cut. So this guy goes around cutting people's grass for free if they can't get it done themselves. So what a fantastic young man that is. I'm just telling you, y'all need to, y'all need to, if y'all see him, y'all need to give him some, some donations or something like that, because cutting grass is hard and it costs money. Okay. Now, the numbers here, just in case you want to call, it's 521-2963 if you're up and out there. If not, I got a lot of things to say this morning. Okay, so the Montgomery Police Department is doing something that they always do today. They're doing something they always do. And this, we Montgomery Police Department, okay, are calling another news conference. Okay, they're calling another news conference. They're calling a news conference to talk about the violence this past weekend. Now, I understand. I feel you. I feel you on that one. I understand that. But however, really, is that the best we can do? I mean, we don't need another news conference. I appreciate you letting us know, but we already know. As a matter of fact, by the time y'all get the word to us, we've heard about it about 13, 14 times. I'm just saying, really, that the best we can do? I mean, we don't need any more news conferences about. I don't need a news conference to see what I saw this weekend around the corner from my house. I don't need that. What I need y'all to do is get the ranks of the police department filled. Um, you can have all the news conferences you want in the whole wide world, and that won't stop what happened. Okay, so I mean, we don't need another. I mean, that's a political move. Okay, we know the mayor said crime was down 28%. Hey, maybe it's down 28% from last year or 2 years ago. I don't know, but it certainly doesn't seem to be down in the city of Montgomery right now. And I'm just hoping that we've seen the last for a while of the things that we saw this past weekend. It was absolute tragedy on a number of cases. But the question is, and nobody answered the question yesterday. The question is, why is it that Montgomery has this problem and the other cities around us don't? Okay, and nobody can answer that. Well, most of us know why. Okay, we know why, but we don't. We can't seem to do much about it. And again, I'm not blaming the mayor and the city council for the violence, but I am blaming them, and I'll keep saying this. I am blaming them for the condition that exists. So these people actually have the unmitigated gall and the temerity to go out here and put everybody's life in danger. I mean, they you think about this for a second. You've got to feel some kind of way to think that you just got to go up and just shoot people. I mean, you got your inhibitions got to be on fire. Your testosterone got to be way up there. So I don't know. I'm scared to do that. I don't want to go out and just shoot people for the hell of it. I do believe though that the city of Montgomery, our city lawyer must not be very good. I mean, I hear every time we talk about doing something, well, the attorney general gave us an opinion that we can't do it. We'll do it anyway. Really, do it anyway. Do it anyway. Make them get ID anyway. Let them take you to court. Okay. I mean, if the government can make me get a driver's license to drive down the highway of Montgomery that I'm paying for, that we got to pay for through our tax dollars, then doggone it, they ought to be able to. And we got a constitutional right to travel. Also, we have a right to travel. So why should I get a? You know what? You know why they want us to get a license? Because they want to make sure that we know how to drive. Okay, at least a little bit. Well, if you make people get a ID, at least we'll know who they are when they do stupid things. Yeah, I don't expect it to. I don't expect it to stop people from doing silly and stupid things. I just do not. Okay, we don't. But however, I do. Okay, I do think that we need some kind of way to yeah, that's true. Two brothers shooting each other and hit an innocent woman. Sad. Hey, uh, you're right. You're right, Glenn. I mean, you're right. Yes, but again, I don't know how you stop it. Maybe you can't stop it. Maybe we become a permissive society to the point that these people just don't care about life. And maybe we just need to hurry up, start filling up that bed, that new prison out there in Elmore County with 4,200 beds. And then after those are full, we probably need to build another prison and and get another 4,200 beds. So after a while, we'll have plenty of people to put in these places. And maybe somebody said we got 10% of the people that's causing 90% of the people to sort of be disconnected with our society. So I don't, again, if the United States Army or the United States Armed Forces had a mandatory, if we had a mandatory draft, not mandatory, a mandatory service for eight, like they do in Israel, like they do in a lot of places. You 18 years old, yeah, you need to come in the military and get some discipline. Okay, that's what we need. But the funny thing about it, here's the funny thing about it: these same people will be disciplined to play football, basketball, and, and baseball, but they won't be disciplined to live their lives. I don't know, but we're getting back to the we're gonna get back to we're gonna get back to this police having another they're having another what another another press conference. Now we really don't need one. I mean, we really don't. We don't need another. Um, um, we don't need another one. But that's what they're doing. They're giving us another press conference. So we're going to listen to some more political speak. I'm just saying we might want to we might want to uh, let them know that enough of that. Okay, enough of that. So where are we at here? There we are, right there. So let's go see what they got to say. Okay, that's enough of that. Here we go.
Live, local, now. WSFA 12 News starts with breaking news.
Breaking news.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Julia Avant. Tonight was a violent night in Montgomery where police have confirmed 4 shootings, all happening within hours of one another. Let's start with more details about the scene on Upper Wetumpka Road where our crew was at earlier. Police are now investigating a homicide that took place at 2 separate locations. On North California Street, a man was found with life-threatening gunshot wounds just before 4 p.m. He died from those injuries. Then on Upper Wetumpka Road, which is where this footage was taken on your screen, another man was found with life-threatening gunshot wounds and died. Our reporter Simon Schuessler was at the scene on Upper Wetumpka Road where he says he saw over 50 evidence markers and dozens of onlookers. Police were also alerted about a man who came to a local hospital with gunshot wounds. They confirmed that another shooting happened near the 800th block of Ann Street. Police did not reveal a motive or if this was connected to the homicide investigation that we just mentioned. Another man is in the hospital after he was shot tonight on Fitzpatrick Boulevard. Police were alerted that a man was shot after 4 p.m. No one for this investigation.
In other words,
however, WSFA has reached out to the mayor's office for a comment. Last week, Mayor Stephen Reed reported during his monthly news conference that crime is down in the city of Montgomery. We will let you know when we receive a response from him.
Okay, well, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the press conference. I guess they're not really. Okay, what did they say? A news conference is being called by Montgomery Police Chief to discuss the deadly violence that happened this Saturday. Chief James Grayboys, what a name, will address the public today at 1 p.m. from the police headquarters. WSFA, of course, News will carry the news conference on the air live like it really going to mean a whole lot. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't do much good. Anyway, but Chief Grayboys will address the public at 1 p.m. of this afternoon at headquarters. Montgomery law enforcement responded to shootings in multiple locations across the capital city on Saturday. And MPD confirmed responses of 5 shooting incidents in a single day in these locations. And we're not. Nobody's blaming the police department for the idiocy of people. We're not blaming. But I'm blaming the mayor. But I still say that first of all, nobody's answered the question. We haven't answered the question yet. Maybe we need to go to Millbrook and to Prattville and Wetumpka, and maybe our police chief needs to figure out what they're doing up there. Because they ain't politically correct up there. Okay, they don't really care what color you are. They don't care if you're doing stupid things. They're gonna give you stupid consequences. Okay, so maybe chief, and I like the chief, but maybe he needs to go up there and find out what they're doing. What are they? Because all we do around here is react to things that once they happen. do we not have a plan in place to at least try to curb some of this stuff? Okay. Nobody's scared of nobody's scared of going to jail. Nobody's scared of getting shot. For the most, some of these people are. I mean, what are they doing in the other cities? What are they doing? Now, somebody did give me something. Oh yeah, they were Democrats. Yeah, listen, I'm absolutely sure that if they voted Democrat. I'm absolutely positively sure. I mean, so what are they doing over the other places? I mean, Prattville's not this paradigm of virtuality. I mean, they're not. I mean, it's a little city up there. I know what the main difference is. See, I know what the main difference is, but people don't want to say it. They really don't want to say it. But that's okay. I'm not. I'm not going to be the one that tells people obviously what they already know. Okay. And if the mayor want to make something happen around here, we have got to be honest with why it's happening. Okay. We got to be honest. We got to be honest with it. Okay. Let's see. What does it say here? Well, there's less enthusiasm to solve all crimes where evidence is present. Also, no direct police involvement with individuals who they need to be. Yeah, they need to be profiled. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not against profiling, not at all. Not one of. Tony Knight says weak leadership. Well, at the end of the day, it's all about leadership. It really is. Because whether you lead well or lead bad, you still lead. And that's so but nobody, I mean, really nobody's okay, when I see the real answer of why these things don't happen in Prattville, why they don't happen in Wetumpka, why they don't happen in Holtville, why they don't happen in, they don't have too much of this in Tuskegee. But when I see the real answer, I will congratulate the person who put the answer on the board here. But there's a reason. But we in Montgomery, Alabama, I know because of what happened in 1965, what happened in 1955, what happened in 1952, what happened in 1970, although there were some terrible things that happened. I totally agree with you. But because of that, we want to turn a blind eye to what we obviously know is part of the reason why we are in the situation that we are in. And if we don't want to, the mayor's doing a pretty good job of getting people to come here, really, businesses to come here. As a matter of fact, I think he's doing a fantastic job. If all the businesses he says come here are coming here, I think it's doing a fantastic job. But what good is having jobs come here if we have everybody who wants to leave here? Okay. And for the first time in my life since I have been here for the last 31 years or 34 years, I was thinking about leaving. But so it's not only white flight, black folk trying to fly too. Because we do not feel, we do not feel that the environment is conducive to a well-ordered society. I mean, what happened this past Saturday was a shame, was a shame against God. What happened? It's not even the hardest part. It's not even the hottest part of the summer yet. It's not even the hottest part. So what do we do about it? First of all, we've got to be honest about why we're having it. We really do. We've got to be honest why we are having the problems that we're having. We won't be because there's a political connotation to the reason why we're having the problems that we're having, and nobody wants to deal with it. Okay, nobody wants to get out there and say it. What must be said, except me, of course. But I'm tired of saying it because everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows. But I mean, again, it lies in why it is that you don't have this kind of problem in the city surrounding us. The mecca of violence, the mecca of depravity, the mecca of murders and killing is right here in Montgomery. And so if you were looking down and you had red dots that you could put on the ground, you would see 98% of them in Montgomery. Okay. Now every once in a while, other folks get crazy too. They do, but not like we do. So when we deal with the rationale and why it's happening. Now somebody wrote me a letter yesterday, a thing yesterday, and I've been trying to find out what he meant by this. One of our texters said that there are certain crimes in the city of Montgomery that are not being um, prosecuted. Now I don't know that to be so. Okay, I do not know that to be so, but that is what they said. Okay. He said that's what I got. Now I don't know. Anybody can say something behind a keyboard. I'm with you. Anybody can say something behind a keyboard. But I had never heard that until yesterday. And I'm trying to figure. Well, what crime are we not trying to get rid of? What crime is not being? Because right now that's the most important thing living in this city is, do people feel safe? And do I have to go out and buy an overpriced house in an overpriced neighborhood, because the place that I spent half my life, the place that I worked my butt off, my little part-time job buying my house, and now it's no longer I can't stay in my house because the environment in my is it's, I don't know. You hear that? Okay, what's on your mind, hey bud? I'm doing fine. How you? Mm-hmm. Speak up too, because I can't hear you. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, wait a minute. Now, hold on. Let me put you on my little. I forgot to put you. Hold on 1 second. I want you to say it again. I forgot to put my. I forgot to put my. I forgot to put you on because nobody can hear you at the moment. So let me. Because I think you bring up. I think you bring up a very very interesting point here, and it's one that we. It gets. I think it gets to the heart of the matter. Let me. Okay, so let me see preset here, share screen, and okay, there we go. Share that. Okay, now I can hear you. Now you're telling me that you live in Wetumpka.
Now. Yeah,
Now,
moved
now you
out of
get
Montgomery uh, 18 months ago.
18 months ago,
Lived
and
there for 55 years.
right, and you are asking the question since Wetumpka. I didn't realize Wetumpka was 40% blind. I mean,
37%, I think is what it is.
yeah,
So I've rounded up to 40.
and your question is then, why is it that we don't have the issue? And that's the question I'm asking. What's the difference between living there and living here, when you almost have to be? It's almost like Fallujah or someplace in Iraq, someplace, or Grenada, where now you don't really know, and you don't have to be doing anything anymore. You don't have to be engaged in anything. You can just seemingly get shot walking down the street or going down the street. The question
Right.
is, what are they doing up in Wetumpka and Prattville and Millbrook that we're not doing in Montgomery?
Well, I think one thing is we come to not have a problem with what I want to say is quote unquote young thugs. And I want to make sure I state this.
Mm-hmm.
Thugs is not a color. If I say the word thugs, many folks will say black. but there are thugs in Montgomery that are white, that are Hispanic, that are black, Asian, but we don't, and I think it has so much to do with the age of the individuals that are committing these crimes. I think that's the greatest impact of what you're dealing. Look at Montgomery. Literally, if you look at the murders over the past 3, 4, 5 years, it's literally 25 years and younger. 10 years ago, we never heard of a murderer, I should say, a killer that was under 21. But how many in the past, even 2 or 3 years, of the killers are under the age of 18? A crap load of killers are now under the age of 18. The perpetrators are under 18. The victims are under 18. And why is that?
Well, I think we know why. Honestly, we know why. It is the lack of dads. It is
I
a lack
agree.
of dads, and we somehow we have come to accept the fact that just as some guys who ain't going to do what they need to do, and there's going to be some women who don't really care. Uh, 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 and I say, if we start cracking down, if we start making parents 100% responsible for what their kids do. Okay. Makes them 100% responsible within reason, of course. I think we would have a change overnight. And we don't care if you live in a house with the child or not. We don't care. That's not my problem where you live. But my problem is how you live. And if you live without interacting with your child, the principal came out your scrotum there, and you don't want to work. And again, if the woman don't know who the daddy is, take the kids.
Can I say this?
They're doomed.
That's
They're
only part
doomed
of the
anyway.
problem.
Yeah.
That's only part of the problem. Just every 2-bit whore that will spread her legs
Well, no,
to get
everybody. No,
next
wait,
month's
wait,
rent
no, wait.
paid. And let's put it back there.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
know,
one
but
month.
let's listen. Everybody who gets pregnant is not a 2-bit whore. Okay, sometimes
If
you
you're
really
spreading
love
your
the guy.
legs, if you are spreading your legs to shack up with a man,
well,
pay your food, you paid your rent, pay your power,
yeah,
and you don't care if the next, you're kicked out the door, and I got a new baby mama, baby,
yeah,
whatever the case may be.
I know, but
The
it's
next
unfair.
man comes
Right,
in.
right, but it's still unfair because were you a virgin till you was 21?
I'm sorry, what now?
Were you a virgin till you was 21?
I will say this: the only woman that I ever
I understand.
slept with when I was 21 is the same wife I have to this day.
Again, wait, you're evading the question. Were you a virgin till you got married?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
But can I tell you what? Can I tell you something? I wasn't a daddy at 21.
Okay.
My wife was not a mother at 21.
I understand.
Okay. How many? Look at the report.
But again, I'm just saying,
women,
when we throw the names around like that, we all grow up and we all do stupid things when we're young, and trying to get a little bit is one of those things.
When you're under 21, you're 16, you can get birth control at 11 years old in Montgomery County schools.
No, I feel you.
To get impregnated, and thus you don't have to continue the circle or the cycle.
Right. But it takes two people. It takes two people, and the woman, and the woman is always the one. And it's her, I'm going to say it's 90% her fault, but she's always left carrying the bag for no good guy, and that's true. But again, let's not leave him out of this equation.
1440.
Huh?
Kevin, you always said on 1440, the woman can always say no.
They can, but they're human beings.
There are instances of rape.
Yeah.
But do you think all the unwed children in Montgomery are a victim of rape?
Well,
Promiscuity.
yeah, of course not. And I hear you. But again, we're all still human beings. Because your sin is not my sin, then I think your sin is worse. You know what I mean?
Well, again, it goes back to if you keep your legs crossed,
That's
if you
true.
don't shack up with everybody out there
Hmm.
for whatever reason, it might be for rent, it might be for groceries, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
You know, my wife, she dealt with the funny thing.
Hmm.
It's a
Well,
life program, actually, is what it was. Uh, hey, I got to go. My boss is driving up.
again, now somebody said, "Oh, what did she put here?" And let me see what she puts here. She says, "Why aren't the judges locking them up and throwing away the key?" Of course, that don't help the kid. I mean, that doesn't help the child if the father's not there. I mean, that don't help at all. This is an embarrassment to the state that we can that we we can't get a handle on crime. That's true. Okay, lack of dads is not the only thing, but it is the greatest ingredient of these young men who go out and do these things. It is the overwhelming major factor in why young men grow up to be wild. It's kind of like the old elephant synopsis, where the old elephant sits over in the corner and don't say nothing, and all of a sudden the young elephants start rambling and fighting each other, and all of a sudden the old elephant has to get in there and calm things down. Okay, it does take men. Okay. He said some people grow up with fathers in the home and still don't mean a thing. Well, maybe so, but that is the exception and not the rule. Also, blame DHR for their corruption of families. They ended up displacing many. The lack of God and the issue of the lack of God in the home. I cannot disagree with that. I don't know what DHR does. I never had to deal with them. Um, but I do know one thing: there are a lot of kids who don't have uh, a father at home who wish they did. Who wish they did. I mean, and let's just say the guy's not there. That's fine, but you don't have to be out of your children's lives. I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, if I were to go down to the jail or go out to the prison, I'm telling you that probably 70% of those men out there didn't have a relationship with their father. And I don't know why we have colleges and universities in our cities sort of, um, where we sort of uh, 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 pay people. We pay these schools lots of money to teach this stuff, and then it turns around. We turn around and we can't solve anything. So is the education is if the societal education sociology, everybody knows what it takes to make a civilized society. Okay, everybody knows what it takes. So why are we all taking money from our young folks and give them a degree in something that hasn't helped us as a society? Okay, but we got that degree thing. And if what they are teaching in these colleges and universities, if it meant anything, then we wouldn't have the problems that we do. I mean, society, we're really no different than a pack of dogs, a pack of elephants, a pack of sheep, a pack of wolves. We're really no different. There's a constant in all of those packs. They are family. They're family, and they realize that they are stronger together than they are apart. They realize that one way or the other. So I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened to human beings. Okay, somehow um, we think we can somehow um, change the course of nature, and we can't. Yeah, and I know it takes two to tango, but I'm not. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm not ready to put it all on the women. Okay. Okay. I'm not ready to put it all on the women. Okay. The difference is, now this right here, this is a good point here. The difference is law enforcement versus community policing and conflict resolution. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I'm gonna have to blame some of that on the mayor. And listen, I'm all for conflict resolution, but conflict resolution is when the guy messes with you, and you just knock him out. That's just conflict. The conflict is over. Okay, put a yard bird upside his head, a yard biscuit beside his head. This conflict resolution. You're never going to get rid of conflict resolution as long as human beings are human beings. It's always going to be there. Always going to be there. Erica says we got fathers that mother. We got fathers. And that father. We got fathers. And the smooth. What is she saying? I don't get this yet. The children are taught to connect with others outside their father, by whom also I would like to say DHR most definitely is a divider in the household. It was never meant to bring anything together, but to divide and separate, all based on economics. Well, I don't know if that's in the charter of DHR, but it certainly does seem to be that way. But I think you make a point. Somebody made a great point a couple minutes ago. Do we want our police to enforce the law or be chaperones to make sure that conflict resolution, don't come about? Okay. So I think whoever this is makes a great point. We got to get back to policing. Okay. I personally don't care if you're fighting each other. Okay. I don't care if you got a conflict for the last 40 years. I know, like the Hatfields and McCours. I don't care. That's between you guys, not between me. But when it spills over into society, then that's when police get involved. We don't care about the history of your family. We don't care if Mrs. Jones did something to you 28 years ago. They shouldn't have to worry about that. I don't want them to worry about your mental status either. Okay, I'm sorry. Put you in jail and then let the nurses and everybody come see you. Okay, I don't really care about that. We have spent the last 20 years being politically correct than doing what needs to. Let the police do their job. Now we ain't talking about abuse, but every once in a while, a good a foot in the butt don't hurt you. Okay, every once in a while, smacking you upside your head don't hurt you. I didn't say it hurt you, but don't hurt you. I mean, sometimes we may need to bring back the phone book. As long as they ain't using it on me. We may need to do that. I mean, all that stuff worked. Again, when I got here, Emory Farmer was mayor, and we did not. And sure, we had killings because people have been stupid a long time. People have been stupid. They've been killing since Cain and Abel. So we know that. Okay, but I like this statement right here. The difference is law enforcement versus community policing and conflict resolution. Listen, I don't. Let the police do their job. All right. The conflict resolution part of this, leave that to the psychiatrist. Okay, not the police. The police, we ask them to do too much. If I'm coming to your house and you're beating up your old lady, I don't really care what your issue is. I don't really care why you're doing it. I don't. All I know is that you're doing it and it needs to stop. And we need to get out there and get it done. So the difference is law enforcement versus community policing. I don't know what the hell community policing means anyway. Did anybody tell me what it means? It means policing the community, I thought. But what does that mean? What are the connotations of that now? What is that? I mean, how many more weekends are we going to have like we had this weekend? And I will say to you, I'm like everybody else. I kept hearing about people shooting each other on the other side of town. Didn't bother me too much because there wasn't no mouse out of town yet. But then this weekend, it hit me. It got me. I walked down the street, right around the corner. There's bullets going across. The bullets are going across in the neighborhood around here and hitting people's houses. Then I walk around the corner. There's a young man laying on the ground dead. So my perspective on this is a whole lot different. That could have been my child, your child. Okay. So it's an inconvenience when it happens to somebody else. It is a tragedy when it happens to you. Well, why don't we just pretend that we are in a tragic situation in Montgomery? Because it is going, the way things are going, it is going to affect all of us at some point. When you can be in your house and your child dies, not because she's out in the street, not because she's doing anything bad, she's home sleeping, and they end up dying. How in the world can anybody explain that? How can anybody explain that? So I forget the conflict resolution. Let our policemen do their job. Get the drugs off the. When I say drugs, I mean DRUGGS, drugs. Get them off the street. Put them in jail. Put them so far back there you got to pump sunshine to them. I don't care. I just don't care. And I'm tired of caring about them. You know, you try. Again, it's about dads. It's about father is biological. It's something that is a natural state. But a dad is a relationship. A dad is a relationship that we have with our kids. And again, putting somebody in jail for 30 years for marijuana, selling it, whatever, I think it's a bad idea. We spend too much time worrying about things. If people, first of all, I don't have a problem with marijuana. I hate smelling it, but it's something that the good Lord made. It grows in the grass. I mean, hey, I mean, to me, it's like, I wish we could smoke some greens, some collard greens. I would try some of that if I could do it, but I don't think you can smoke collard greens. But they're green. I mean, like they look like marijuana. Well, at least to me, they look like marijuana. Everything green looks like marijuana to me. But what in the world do we need to change? Because like the man says, law enforcement versus community policing and conflict resolution. Can we just do away with the conflict resolution? Let the judge deal with the conflict resolution when they go to court. Okay, and let them do it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I don't care about your conflict, or I don't even care about your resolution. All I care is about that they get you off the street, put you way deep in the jail someplace, so you won't hurt anybody else. Yeah, that I don't really care about your problems. Your daddy, your mama and daddy got issues. That ain't my problem. But it shouldn't be your problem. Shouldn't be made mine by the things that you do. And again, and somebody says 80% of the people in prison are in there for violent crimes. I don't know if that's true, Dr. Joe. I was understanding that most people in prison were in there. Most people in there for drugs. At least that's what it was a couple of years ago. Man, it's 8:00 already. I got to take a break. I got to take a pause for the calls. Got to go get me. Let's see. I got to go get a cup of water and come back, and we'll talk a little bit more about these things. But it's a Monday morning. Let me give you the weather for the day. It looks like it's going to be hot, real hot, just hot. It's just going to be hot. That's right now. It's what's the temperature outside right now? Let me see. Where are we at in Montgomery? Okay. Let me see where we are. Montgomery, Alabama. Let's see if the weather's going. Okay. Right now, it's 82 degrees outside, believe it or not, and it feels like it's 87. I don't know how they know that, how they know, what's going to feel like it. But anyway, that's what they say. Today is going to be a high of 98 degrees, a 1% chance of precipitation. Plentiful sunshine will be around, high around 98 degrees, winds light and variable. On tonight, it's going to be low 76 degrees, 13% chance of precipitation. Some clouds, low 76 degrees. And on tomorrow, according to them, 13% chance of precipitation, sunny along with a few clouds, but other than that, maybe a shower or two possible, high 94, winds east at about 5 miles per hour. We've had for the next 6 hours, there's only a 2% chance that somebody's going to get a sprinkle. So we can pretty much say no rain. The pollen is moderate, air quality is good, and UV index is extreme. Daytime UV is 11. And I can understand that because the sun's out. Okay. The high temperatures for the day was back in a couple of years ago. 95 degrees is the highest been today, but the highest on record, the highest has been on July the 15th is 102. And we've had a historical low one time at 62 degrees. So it don't always get hot, okay? So anyway, so we'll be back in a little bit here. Basically, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day to go to the beach, great day to do whatever you do. But I'm worried about now, again, I'm worried about this one, the Jamari Peoples guy in Homewood. It is if you shoot a man in the back, and again, he's not a threat to you. And so that's the part. And I thought Homewood was one of those places where people live, and isn't Homewood like one of those uppity neighborhoods? Isn't it? Is it Tuesday? Okay, it is Tuesday. Right, my bad. What did I say? Monday? My bad. It's not Monday. It's Tuesday. Okay. So anyway, get back. We talk a little bit about that because I believe it is time for Montgomery and every major city to have a police review board, and the police review board not to tell the police what to do, not to manage the police department. That's why they got a mayor and a police chief. But I do believe that the people, this thing in Homewood has my antennas up. It has my antennas up because if the police say it is clearly shown on the cameras what happened, so why won't they show the parents what happened? And that's my problem. If it is clear, and that was their verbiage, that was their saying, it was clear that that he was moving toward a gun, and then if that's true, then show the parents. Let's squash this, and maybe the young man made a mistake. But until I see absolute incontrovertible truth and fact that in fact was said, this one bothers me. And again, everybody wants to go home. Everybody wants to go home. And I'm with you. Yeah, I know it's still being investigated. I really, but again, anytime you have somebody die, if they got video evidence, if they have the video evidence, okay, that would exonerate the police officer. They don't have to show it to the public, but they certainly need to show it to that young man's family. Okay, and I'm somewhat torn about this one. What's not everybody else? Don't give them a copy of it, but let them see, and that family could come out and tell us, well, what we saw. Let us know that maybe our son made a mistake. Okay, I don't know. I mean, and here's another thing I don't understand. The man, for all intents and purposes, he sounds kind of like an intelligent young man. So why would you, with two police officers, why would you go grab a gun? It doesn't compute. Why would you do that? It is just. It is just. I mean, logic and reason would dictate that you wouldn't do anything like that. This kid wanted to be in law enforcement, from what I understand. Now, if it turns out that it was as they say it was, then so be it. He may have made a mistake in Homewood. I don't know. But from all I hear about this young fella, um, he wasn't that kind of kid, from what I hear. And again, though, I'm not there. I don't know who they are, but something is not jiving, and I don't know exactly what it is. My instinctive antennas are going up here now, having seen these kinds of things over the years, with police shootings. And again, everybody wants to go home. At the end of the day, everybody wants to go home. I got that part. But if there is, according to Homewood Police, there is incontrovertible, absolutely clear evidence that this young man was trying to get a gun. I don't. He could have been going for a cell phone. I don't know. But according to them, it is absolutely clear. Now, the word clear means very, very, very understandable. Okay. That a third grader would understand what he saw. So if that evidence is available, then I think Homewood, the police department, has an obligation to show it to the family, not to all of us, but to that family. Okay. That just something about this just doesn't seem right. Anyway, I gotta go get a cup of milk. We'll come back and give me about 3 minutes here, and we'll be back. Okay, so don't go nowhere. Seriously, don't go nowhere. We'll be back. I promise. Unless the good Lord says doesn't say the same. So hang loose. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. Have to get my regular milk here. You know, human beings are the only species that drinks milk after they're grown. Some people say you shouldn't drink milk, but I am a milkaholic. Okay, and I like milk. I re-enlisted one time in the army because I got to drink more milk and I didn't have to pay for it. So I'm good. Yeah, I don't have a problem with milk. The time on the wall says it's 8:16 in the morning. Good morning to you. We're talking about what happened in Homewood, where a young man was shot in the back by the police. Not making any assessment of what happened. I was not there, but they are asking the police to release the body cam of the incident, and they don't seem to want to do. And I realize people saying that they have that they have it's been investigated, and I got you. And I'm not saying and leave the information, give the information to the general public, but I do believe that they have a responsibility. They have a responsibility to show the parents. I just think they just got a responsibility to do that. The numbers here, just in case you want to give us a call, I think it's working now, 521-2963. If you got something on your mind, or you can just text us and write to us and stuff like that. But you can text me 922-3030, or you can just text this number. If you text this number, it comes up, the 521, whatever our number is, 521-2963. But if you want to text me, well, I'll answer it. 922-3030. So it is a interesting. So I'm trying to do two things at one time here. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. What else we got? Anybody else put anything else out there that I found interesting? Let me see. It's still being investigated. I got that part. I know about that. Yeah, good for that. So, and again, I think somebody answered my question about why not so much crime in other cities. Because there's a difference between policing and community policing and conflict resolution. I don't think the conflict resolution part is working. Okay, and it's Tuesday. Did I say Monday? It feels like Monday to me. It's Tuesday. I apologize. I don't really apologize. I mean, it was just wrong day. Well, he's made it 1 month to basic training. So okay, so we got 1 month behind us. Now I'm sorry to say this because I'm kind of a wuss. I have a paranoia about getting on freeways. Okay, so I know I try to explain to him I don't like airplanes, and I really don't like getting on freeways anymore. I mean, it took me 15 years to get back to Interstate 65 and 85. It took me 15 years. I could not do it. I don't know what happened, and going over bridges and waters and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm a little bit better than I was, but I still don't like it. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. I think somebody put the Houdini on me. I think maybe it's one of those. I haven't been to Haiti or any place like that. Maybe somebody put the so his mama's gonna go down there and watch his graduation because she don't mind driving. Plus, it's a 3-day affair. I can't afford to go down there for 3 days. But I was gonna catch the Greyhound bus because I don't want to drive. I don't mind driving in the city, but I ain't too great about driving on the freeway. I know. I hope he forgives me. But I did say, since I can't, and 700 miles is a long way to go. And I went 700 miles to bury my sister in 2000. And that's about the best I could. And the only reason I did that, I had to do that because she was I love my sister. She was a fine person, and so I had to do that. But my son's gonna come home sooner or later. Okay, so am I a bad dad because I can't get on? Does that make me a bad dad? I hope not. But his aunt would be there, his mama would be there, his uncle would be there. Everybody's gonna be there except me. But I'll be watching on the internet. I'll be watching on the internet. Okay. Okay. Big C, what's going on, man? Listen, hey, Big C, you heard from Longshore and McKnight. Are they still doing their thing on YouTube? Mm. I wonder how's that working out for them. The numbers here are 521-2963. Well, you think okay. Well, none of us are perfect. Okay, none of us are perfect. So I have a phobia against freeways. I just you don't hardly ever see me on a freeway anywhere. In Montgomery, I used to go all the way around town, so I wouldn't have to hit 65 or 85. I would go all the way around. I don't know. Okay. I need to see a psychologist. That's what I need. I need to see a psychologist to help me be able to drive across a bridge again. Now, the one in Prattville, I still can't go over that one. I was able to do it once or twice, but if you go down 85, there's a bridge that looks like it's like 3 miles in the sky, and it goes to Prattville, and I can't do it. I just can't go through it. I like to I like to have convulsions when I go over it. Okay, but I think we figured out the question that I answered yesterday. Why is it that the other cities are not having the same problems we are? And I think somebody gave me the answer. Okay, somebody gave me the answer, and I think it was an outstanding answer. That there's policing, and then there's community relations and conflict resolution. Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it. Okay. And this guy says the difference is the outer cities do law enforcement. Montgomery went to community policing and conflict resolution. But unfortunately, the conflict resolution is normally handled by the perpetrators of these heinous crimes. And so I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm okay. So therein lies the answer. Okay, therein lies the answer. Now, one guy told me, and I don't quite get this one, but he says policies regarding crime is weak, according to an insurance investigator, based on the lack of emphasis of processing of certain criminal acts. Now, I don't know if that is so, but okay, okay. Let me see now. But interesting, interesting. Well, I don't know, but that's where it goes. Let me see what else. What else is going on? Uh, Let me see. Oh, they did get the names of some of the people. Um, what that got killed the other day. But it's not just in Montgomery. So let us not think that Montgomery's the only place that has crime, because we don't. Because I got another story here. I got another story here in Autauga County, the county that we say, but they don't have what we have. But Autauga County, a woman has been arrested and charged with murder after stabbing her roommate to death. That's in Autauga County. One thing about it was a sister girl who did that. Authorities responded to October Drive, wherever that is up there, on Monday, July the 7th, where they found Teresa Moore dead from multiple stab wounds. When people kill you with a knife, they mad. I mean, they just mad. I don't get that. Man. So it's not just in Montgomery. And women seem to be having as much problem getting along together as men are these days. I mean, if you go on Facebook, everybody's fighting. Everybody's fighting. And the thing about Facebook that I really like, you'll see some guy talking wolf, right? Woofing, selling wolf tickets. I mean, selling wolf tickets like he the baddest thing on God's green earth. And all the time, 98% of the time, that guy selling the wolf tickets is getting his butt whooped. Okay. Okay. It is better to be quiet, okay, than it is to to sell wolf tickets and then somebody tries to buy one from you and you ain't got nothing to sell. I'm just telling you, something's wrong with that. Another thing that's in the news, and I don't normally get into national news, but this is interesting. The Epstein files. Epstein was a guy who went to jail. They said he killed himself, but there are people who say Bongino. If you don't know who he is, don't worry about it. Told us when he got up there, he was going to check it out and see what's going on, and he know they lying and blah 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 blah. And he gets there, and buddy, they got him, and now we still can't get in. Now we still don't seem to be able to get the truth. But evidently, there are a lot of people's names on this guy's list where they go to these islands and have all kind of dilly wagons with people underage kids and all kinds of things and I don't know. Now Tuberville says he says on the release of the Epstein files we got a lot more problems than that. Well, Mr. Tuberville, I like you. You're fine with me, but I think you're wrong here. Um, I think if we have people in high positions in this country that are engaged in that kind of thing, I think we need to know about it. I think we need to know about it because if they're doing it over there, then they're doing it over here. Okay. U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, a Republican of Auburn, said that we won't get involved in a debate over whether the Department of Justice should release more files relating to the activities of the late Jeffrey Epstein. Now he is dead. That's the truth. They keep saying he killed himself. Everybody said, "Well, not really." A fun thing about it, they don't have any proof that he did. Okay. So they said some of Trump's base have criticized the Trump administration for not releasing more information about the alleged wrongdoings of Epstein. Epstein, of course, was arrested in 2019 on sex trafficking of minors. Some have alleged he had connections with those in the intelligence agency. I don't know, but I do know one thing. It seems for a guy who had passed away, it does seem that everybody wants to get rid of him and call it a day. So I don't know. Again, we also were talking about the shootings in Homewood, about what happened. The lieutenant governor took the mayor to task last week about the crime in Montgomery, and the mayor took umbrage with that. He didn't really like what the guy was talking about, and I ain't mad at him. I can't blame him, but there obviously there's something. Immigration is always on the lips of people. I don't like the way we're doing it. I understand why we're doing it. I just don't like the way we are doing immigration. I don't like it. It looks like Nazi Germany. We going around picking up people who ain't doing nothing but working hard. Yeah, they came here illegally. I agree with you. But however, they're not making trouble. They're working hard. They here. And every time I ask somebody, would you want to go out and pick watermelon? They say nope. I said, how come? It's a job. I said, no, we ain't. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not picking watermelon. Okay. If I pick a watermelon, it's because I'm finna eat it. Okay. But I'm not. I ain't the one. I ain't the one that can can do that kind of work. I tried to pick cotton one time. That didn't work out too good for me either. Okay. So that didn't work out too good for me. So I can't be picking the cotton either. I just can't do it. But I wish we had a better way of doing it. I wish the president and ICE had a better way of doing this than what it looks like. I'm certainly not a fan of rolling up on people, putting them in strips, putting them in tie strips, and letting them sit there like animals. I don't like that at all. That to me that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And anybody, I don't, and I really don't believe. Now, if I'm wrong, y'all call me, because I really don't believe anybody who served in the military that's been overseas and seen the way people are treated. I don't think we like that in this country. Now hey, invite them out. Say, hey, you came here illegally, you got to go. But to roll up on people the way we're doing it, that's one policy with the president that him and I, we don't think the same over. Okay, we don't. No, I don't like that at all. Am I wrong? No. We are a country that extends a hand to people who um, who want to do better for themselves. I'm with you. I mean, if you think about it, everybody came here. There's only one group of people in this country that's not an immigrant, and that's black folks. Everybody else is an immigrant. We were luggage. Okay, we got a free boat ride over here and didn't get a chance to say where we wanted to go. So my ancestors did, not me, of course. Okay, so it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, we got plenty. And my problem with immigration is this: why do we want them to leave? I mean, really, why do we want them to leave? It can't be because we're running out of land. Every person in the world can actually fit in one of our major cities. You put them toe to toe, they can fit in one city. In Los Angeles, as a matter of fact, from what I've been told. So why is it that we want people to leave? Is it because of finance? It certainly can't be because of space. We can sell them Montana, up there. Nobody wants to live up there anyway. Okay, so why do we want? Is it color? Is it because the population is dwindling and it's becoming, like some people said, more browner? I don't know. I mean, what is? Are they taking money? Okay, and people say states should give up crooks. Well, I don't know. I just don't. It's hard for me to call somebody that's looking for a better life a crook. Okay, it's hard for me to do that. I sound like a Democrat on this one. Well, I may be a little Democratic on this one because I don't. I mean, I got a lot of friends who are Spanish and who are here. Some maybe illegally, but I don't care as long as as long as they're not shooting people and robbing people and things of that nature. I don't care as long as they're willing to work hard every day like they do. Okay. I mean, I don't have a problem. I mean, don't bother me at all. So, what is the problem with them being? They're not taking more. It's not like we got a limited amount of space to build homes and things of that nature. So, what is the real problem? Is it money? We can print some more money. we can print some more money. I don't have a problem with printing more money. Let's see what Big C says. People don't love each other no more, but they're faking on Valentine's Day. That's true. But let's see, Big C, you may have a point there. His dad will not. Well, yeah, but I'll be watching on Facebook. Anyway, but he's been there. Z's been there now a month. He's been there. He's been there a month. He got there on the 10th of June, as a matter of fact, and I am so proud of him. I don't know what to do. I mean, I thought I was going to get a knock on the door. Hey, Dad, I don't think I want to do this. But because I kept telling him now, once you sign the contract now, it's not something that you can just, it's not something you can just get out of. Okay. Now, here's something else that's political that I wonder what you guys think about it. Downtown Montgomery, we have a monument to Black Lives Matter. A monument to Black Lives Matter. There's a fountain in the city of Montgomery. Let me see if I can find a picture so I can show you folks that live outside Montgomery. There's a fountain in the city of Montgomery where they used to sell slaves when they came in off the train or whatever they came in, off the boat, whatever they came in off of. And what the city has done is created a fountain. So I guess in honor of those post slaves who who went through what they went through. Okay. So I don't know how long it's been there. Evidently, it's been there a long time. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Let me see. Fountain, Fountain, in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, it's called Court Square Fountain. Okay, so here it is right here. Now, and I'm gonna show you guys what the deal is here. Then you'll understand what the you'll understand what the hassle is around here. So, and then as I explain it to you, you'll get a better understanding of what the concerns are about this big thing here. Okay, so let me see right here. Let me see. Overturn your fears. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Listen. I'm with you on that. You have to fight. I was scared of jumping out of the airplane. Okay, but I did it. I mean, I took care of that. I got that taken care of. So let me show you guys this flag, this thing downtown Montgomery that has been turned into a political, sort of like a political museum or whatever you want to call it. Let me see. Where is it at? Okay, where is it at? Right here. Okay, let me see. Where did I? Oh, invite. Okay. Share screen. So we're going to stop that screen. We want to share this screen, which is right here. Okay. Now, if you come to Montgomery, this is the screen. This is the monument that you will see downtown Montgomery. And on that monument is a right below it, and this is where they used to bring people into Montgomery and sell them, okay, or misuse them, whichever one you want to call it. But this is it, and this is, and beneath that, now, if you look at the monument, down on the ground, they have take it and put a Black Lives Matter mural at the bottom of that monument. Now, I think that is city property. And if in fact it is, then I think the mayor, when they first put it up, they said the paint would wash off, but it won't wash off. Okay, it won't wash off. Okay, but this is the monument that's downtown that people 1819 News is making a big deal out of. Okay, and I'm sort of with them from a pragmatic standpoint, because who gets to put something on city property and who don't? And therein lies the question: who does and who doesn't? And if it's city property, then we ought not have an opportunity to do that. Okay, we ought not have an opportunity to put a political statement on a monument paid for and kept by the city of Montgomery. What say you? Okay, really. I mean, what say you? Is it something that we want to? Should we do that? I can't show you the monument at the moment. Now, somebody says if it's fine if someone will paint a Confederate flag there also. And therein lies the problem. And it's like when the mayor puts up the pride flag, But couple when he first got in office, we never put up the U.S. flag and honored people for Memorial Day. But we did have the pride flag up in June, and so I had to take him to task for that. Okay, but is it fair if somebody wanted to put a Confederate flag on that mural downtown? What would we do as a people in this city? Y'all know what we would do. We'd be raising holy hell about that flag. We would. Uh, Everybody know we would. Okay, everybody know we would. We wouldn't stand for that. Not even a little bit. We wouldn't stand for that. So what is my mother used to say? What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Um, unless you want to put all the flags up there, kind of like the Ten Commandments in our public schools. People saying, well, you shouldn't put the Ten Commandments up. Well, I don't know if you should or not, but I think that it doesn't hurt anything. But again, put everybody up. Put Buddha out there. Let everybody take their pick. Put the Jehovah Witnesses out there. Put everybody out there. Don't just do one. Do plenty of them. So, what do you believe? Should the mayor keep the Black Lives Matter mural down there, especially when they painted it with permanent paint? And then they lied. They lied and said it was going to come on. Yeah, and see in this one. Okay, she said, "Well, we got too many problems to solve, and we're going about a sign that can't shoot in." That's true. I'm with you on that. But herein lies the problems. If you decide to let the small things go, then the big things will come about, which is where we're seeing now. We've too often we've given people excuse. Well, they've been poor. They was brought up bad. There was this and that, and so now those same people that we gave excuses to in school, now they're out here shooting people and killing people. So either respect the policies or don't, but don't play fast and loose with the policies. If it's in other words, I don't have a problem. I don't. Not me personally. I don't have a problem with the Confederate flag. It just doesn't bother me at all. It was a bunch of people who keep celebrating losing. Okay, I listen. Let them. I mean, at least they're celebrating something. So I don't have a problem. Now, somebody says it is about heritage. Well, there's some heritage that we need to get rid of. Because from a technical sense, now I'm just saying, from a technical sense, they were traitors. And they were traitors. They were, I mean, that's what they were. And they were traitors because they lost. Now, had they won, we'd have been the traitors, but they were traitors. And they tried to usurp the authority and overthrow the elected government of the state of the United States, and which listen, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But again, you can't play fast and loose with history. But if we're gonna say only Black lives matter, everybody else's life don't matter, then that's unfair too. So why don't we just put a mural up there? Why don't we just put matter of fact, why don't we just put all the flags around the place? Okay. So again, well now you make and I thought about this, Dr. Joe, our founding fathers were traders also. You make an outstanding point. You're only a trader if you lose, because the people who left England to come over here, they were traitors to their own country. That's right, they were. They said we want something better. We don't like you. We don't like you the way you treat us. We don't like the way our government is. So we're going to leave and we're going to come up with our own. From a technical standpoint, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So unfortunately, though, the South lost. Okay, so they get the designation of traitor. Okay, now I will admit to you, they are very enthusiastic about celebrating losing. They really are. They're very enthusiastic about losing. I mean, I've never seen any. This is the only team in the history of sports, whatever you want to call it, social sports, that celebrate every year losing. I mean, no, I've never seen. They're the only group of people I know that celebrates getting their butt whooped. Okay, now me for one, I'm glad they lost personally. 'Cause I don't want. I don't think I want to pick cotton the rest of my whole life. But but they were traitors. The people who founded America were traitors. Okay, but they fought the British and they won. So again, when you win, you get to determine the language that is used. Okay. Now somebody said they should put MAGA around our fountain. Listen, I make America great again. I'm all for that one. I'm all for that one. But on the other hand, there are people in this city wouldn't like that. But if you're going to put Black Lives Matter, then it would only be fair to put MAGA. Okay, somewhere around that theme. Okay, so I don't know. You know, it's an we live in an interesting times. Here's a great question too. It's he who wins writes the history. Absolutely. Absolutely. And remember this. Nobody writes all history. Nobody can. It's absolutely impossible to write history, all of it. So they write the things they're interested in, and they write their version of it. History is everything every man, woman, and child has ever felt, seen, or done. You cannot write history. You can write a little bit about it, but you cannot write history. And whoever wins gets to tell the story. So that's why it's called his story. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to think about that as we delve into the annals of history. Just remember, there are many more things that have not been written than there have been written. Okay, but this the best statement of the day. Our founding fathers were traitors. They were. They were traitors to the England, to the crown, to all them other people. Hey, but you're not a traitor if you win. Okay, and the problem with the British it's kind of hard. Listen, it's kind of hard living across the pond and then by the time you get here, then you got to fight. Yeah, that's kind of a hard way to go because you probably after going on all that water. Yeah, you probably were tired. Okay. So anyway, would anybody be all upset if there was a Confederate flag downtown? I wouldn't. Wouldn't bother me at all. You know, I would say one thing about those people. They may have been wrong, but they were willing to fight for what they believed. And they may have been wrong. I think they were wrong. Anytime you want to enslave another human being, you are wrong. But again, they believed what they were doing was okay. You know, and so I got to give them some respect for fighting for what they thought they believed. But I'm so glad they lost. Okay, so all they got left, all the Southerners have left, especially the ones who celebrate losing every year, is a memory of what could have been. And I'm glad it's not though. I'm glad it's not. Somebody said you need to see your son graduate, overcome your fear. That's one of the lessons of life that you play. That's true. I hear you. I hear you. But some fears it takes a while to get over. Okay, it takes a while to get over. But I am sending a representative. Okay, I am sending a representative. You know, it's kind of like the mayor, right? Sometimes the mayor gets invited to speak places where he can't go, so he sends a representative. I am sending their representative. Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah. So my presence may not be there, but my representative will, and they will carry the torch for me. But I am going to go down to Fort Gordon or whatever I think it's called Fort Eisenhower now, to bring him home when he finishes AIT. Because that way I got more time to be prepared to do that. Because I don't want him to catching a bus home. Of course, he's going to have to drive. I don't know how to think about that too. Can I send an Uber to Fort Eisenhower? Okay, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how all that works out. Anyway, well, if you got anybody got anything to say, you can call in and say good morning if you want to. I'm about out of here, but interesting conversation today. But somebody did answer the question that I've been asking for 2 days now, and yeah, somebody did answer the question, and is why what's the difference between what is the difference between the other cities that surround us and us? And I think we came up with the answer. We don't police right. Okay, we don't police right. We try to do conflict resolution. Listen, let the judge handle the conflict resolution. Let's just put these folks in jail. Okay, and let's not let them out as soon as they get in there. I mean, some of these folks get out of jail before the ink is even dry on the bond signature thing there. Okay, again, so here's what we found today. The difference is one is law enforcement versus community policing and conflict resolution. I absolutely agree with this statement. With that is our problem. Okay, we need to let our we need to what there was a movie called The Kraken. We need to release the Kraken. Okay, the police on some of these people, not abuse them, but it ain't abuse unless you get caught. But we need to release the Kraken. We need to let them do their job. We need to see if Cordell Walker was here, we wouldn't have these problems. Okay, if Cordell was the police chief of Montgomery, okay, we wouldn't have these problems. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can call Cordell down in Dallas and see if he'll come give us a talk to, and so we can get our police department squared away. I mean, and we ain't talking about the guys. The guys are good folks. We ain't talking about the police guys. They do exactly kind of like privates in the army. You know, we do what we are told to do, and when we are told to do it, and how we're told to do it, because that's the oath we took. But I'm gonna get Cordell Walker, let him come to Montgomery, and we're gonna show the police. I'm gonna ride with him around the city. Hopefully, Chief Gray Boys will let me loan us a squad car or give us a driver so we can walk around. So Cordell can get out there and kick butt. Okay, that's what we're gonna show you how to do it. See, Cordell only needed one person to handle business, and that was just himself. Okay, I'm gonna be with him just in case somebody try to get him on the side. Okay. Oh, good movie. Listen, if you guys want to see a good movie, and absolutely, man, it's been so long since I saw a movie that was absolutely great. Superman did not impress me too much, and the Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning, that didn't do much for me either. It wasn't like the rest of them, but it was good. But neither one of them. But the movie, there have been two movies that I've seen lately that have absolutely great movies, and that is G20, and the other one I saw was what's that? The Last Straw by what's his name? Tyler Perry. I don't know who put out G20, an outstanding movie. I'm telling you, if you get a chance to go see it, go see it. Take your family, kids with you. Not a whole lot of cussing, anything like that in it, but it was a fantastic movie. And Straw. If you want a portrayal of what it's like to be poor, and fight your way through each day. It was the most realistic thing that I've ever seen that portrayed poor people in a light that's not derogatory, but one that shows the struggle is real. And it was so real until she reminded me of my mom, who when we were coming up, the things we had to go through in order to just survive. Okay, so I'm just, you need to see those two movies. G20, I think that's the woman. The woman is on there. Fine, I think she was the same woman that played the Woman King. Okay. Hillbilly. I hadn't seen Hillbilly Elliot, whatever it's called. Is that a movie or is that a I thought is that a movie? I thought that was just a book that J.D. Vance put out. So is that a movie? Because it sounds good, and Straw was absolutely fantastic. But you need to go see. Okay, you need to go see G20, a fantastic movie. I mean, man, matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen anybody killed in a movie that I like seeing this time. I mean, I was absolutely glad at the end of the day. It's on Netflix. Okay, I'll check it out. Hillbilly, whatever it is, Hillbilly. Anyway, it's J.D. Vance, the vice president, and the vice president of this country exhibits what is possible, even when it seems impossible. So whether you like his politics or not, he is a classic. He served in the military. I think it was a Spec Force, something like that. He served in the military. His mama had issues with drugs and all kinds of things. And he rose and he went to Yale. He went to Yale or Harvard, one of them schools where you got to be really smart to go to or know somebody. He exhibits what's possible in this country, like anybody else can. But you got to be willing to put in the work. Okay, you got to be willing to put in the work and work and work until you get there. That is the one we call it stick-to-itiveness. Yeah, we all know the struggle. I agree with you. It's called a job, but a job don't mean you won't struggle. Okay, and you're right. But a job won't mean you're going to be successful. It's what you do at that job, you know. So everybody works at something. Some of these folks work to being crook, whatever the case may be. So we got so Netflix. Okay, well I'm gonna check that movie out too. Have Dr. Joe? Have you seen the movie? I mean, is it a good movie? But I'm telling you, that G20 movie and Straw is an absolute masterpiece. I mean, it got to the point there, man. I wanted to give her a donation, you know, at the end of the show, but I didn't know where to send it, so I was. But anyway, I gotta go. But it's been interesting morning seeing you guys. I'm looking for some guests. I'm working out a deal with the mayor now, so he's going to come on. He'll be on the first week of next month from his esteemed office. I'll think about going down to that place, but I don't know. Me and highways just don't get along. You know what happens to me when I get on the highway? The semi trucks make me nervous. They do. They make me nervous. They make me. And when you ever know when you're going down the freeway, right? And you're going down the freeway like this way, and the trucks are coming off the thing this way. Yeah, I keep thinking they're gonna kill me. I don't know why. I keep thinking they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna do better. I'm just gonna do better. Anyway, so much for that. I'm trying to get maybe I need to go to the doctor and get some medicine or something. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Anyway, well, listen, it's been a fun day, and so okay, what are the two movies I told you to watch? Straw and G20. You need to see those movies. Hey, hopefully, the good Lord said the same. We'll be back tomorrow. I think I got to get somebody coming in. See you later.